There's a lot of confusion when you're first starting out as to what exactly Tag Manager does and what exactly Google Analytics does. The way to think about this is Tag Manager is the platform that you're going to use to direct all of your tracking initiatives. So as examples of that would be, here's when I want to fire a Facebook pixel, or here's when I want to report a page view to Google Analytics, or here's when I want you to tell Google Analytics that a certain button was clicked on. Something like that. It just directs the tracking, right? Tells the tracking when to fire and what to report. Google Analytics, on the other hand, you're still going to use. So Tag Manager does not replace Google Analytics. It just gives you a better, more finely detailed control over what goes into Google Analytics. So then you still go to Google Analytics to get your data. You still go into Facebook to get your data from what the pixels are firing. Tag Manager doesn't replace those things, but it does a better job at firing those pixels and giving again, a more granular level of information to those different platforms, but you always still use the platforms. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the actual difference.
Here we've got something you're probably familiar with, which is Google Analytics. You can see we've got our audience reports, and of course I can click through to the behavior reports if I want to take a look at the pages that are currently being loaded on the site and what people are taking a look at. I can go into acquisition reports, take a look at the different traffic sources and what the results of those traffic sources are. So I can come through here and take a look at just about everything that's going on within our site. But you can see I'm using Google Analytics to take a look at the data that's already been reported. That is the tracking that's already happened. Now I'm going to flip into Google Tag Manager. Now Google Tag Manager, you can see instantly looks completely different. And again, because this is more of a dashboard, this is more of a controller for your tracking, gives you control. And what it shows here are the different tags, the different triggers, and the different variables. So I'm going to go ahead and click into my tags. And then you can see for this exact same site, for the Seriously Simple Marketing site, I've got all of these different tags that are firing. And each one of these has its own unique purpose. Now I have a lot of Google Analytics tags that are coming through here that fire at different points and for different particular actions, very specific actions that we're tracking for our own purposes. But I also have other pixels that are firing, and I've got other scripts that are firing, all again, so that I have granular control over the tracking. So to summarize, Google Tag Manager, again, is here to direct the tracking and let the different platforms know the information that they need to know when they need to know it. And then here is Google Analytics as one of those platforms. But of course, Facebook is also a platform, and all the other Mixpanel or Kissmetrics, whatever other analytics platforms you might be using are also other platforms. And here it's just catching that data and then putting it back into a meaningful format so we can actually analyze it and take meaningful marketing results. That's the main difference between Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager.
So now that you've had a chance to peek inside Google Tag Manager and see the difference between Tag Manager and Analytics, let's go ahead and talk about how to actually create a Google Tag Manager account.